So I graduated on the 15th, and my parents and my brother had driven up from Arizona to Idaho so that they could be there for the graduation, because me and my other brother graduated at the same time. And so they drove up, and the day of my graduation, it snowed a ton. Okay, and this is Rexburg, Idaho, so it is freaking cold. Parents were going to drive up to Idaho for the graduation, and then I was going to drive my car to Utah. They were going to drive the other car to Utah. We were going to meet up. I was going to leave my car there with some friends in case I found a place to live. And then I would drive in my family car from Utah to Arizona. And then in the middle of January, I was planning on flying back to Utah, pick up my car and my stuff, and hopefully have a place by then. So that was my plan. That's not quite what happened. The day after graduation, my parents left and I left, and we weren't quite caravanning. We just were going to meet at this certain time, certain place, and we had left around the same time, but they had to stop in Pocatello to pick up some things. I started driving, and the roads were they were pretty clear considering how much it snowed the last couple days. I passed Pocatello, and I'm driving through this town called Malad. Later I hear that this area in Malad is known for being super bad because of the high altitude. There's a ton of wind. I was passing this guy in his normal truck and a trailer. All of a sudden, I started losing control of my car. I thought it might have been wind or ice or something, but I couldn't let my car correct itself because this guy was right next to me. I thought I had crashed into the guy next to me, and I felt so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope he's okay. But then I had blacked out, and next thing I know, I wake up and my car was upside down. I couldn't quite tell because 1, I was in shock. 2, I was covered in snow. I'm a little bit freaked out, but I'm not too much. I start digging to try to get out, and I start calling for help, but then I blacked out again. And then I woke up again, and this guy is digging me out. So then he asks for my mom's number, and we give her a call. Crazy enough, this just lined up perfectly where he calls her up and he says, hey, your daughter was in an accident. She's okay. And my family looks up, and I was right there. They saw my accident right after they heard that, which was a huge blessing because they knew I was okay before they saw my car flipped upside down. I was kind of stuck. I didn't want to move because I had some soreness in my neck and my shoulder and then my left arm. The paramedics came and they tried to help me get out, but my hair was stuck under the car. It was just pinned. Interestingly enough, the driver window had been rolled up, and I was halfway out the window when I woke up. My blanket, which was on the back seat behind me, was perfectly laid out under my head. I just remember feeling surprisingly at peace. I felt super, super blessed because of all the incredible people that stopped to help me, that my family was there, that I'm alive, I'm safe. So they carefully lifted it and pushed it, pulled my hair out from under the car, stuck me in an ambulance, and took me to the clinic. And the doctor, I remember coming in, and she was freaking out. You have a broken scapula, which that is extremely hard to break. Sternum was fractured, a rib was fractured, and then 4 vertebrae in my neck. It was C1, C2, C3, and C5 were fractured. They're like, your vertebrae are pressing against a major artery and your spinal cord, so you cannot move at all. They literally strapped me to a bodyboard, and then they were like, we can't give you pain meds because then you'll relax and then you'll move. They're like, we need to send you to the hospital in Pocatello, which was 45 minutes. And they were going to life flight me and have emergency surgery. But again, the weather was super bad.